Sweet fresh corn, $1.50 a pound. I had a bag of corn in my arms as I walked back home. Chicken noodle soup, my kid's favorite. My name is Kathy, 46 years old. My husband is Henry. My son, Tim, is a senior high school. And my daughter, Meg, is a sophomore in high school. I'm an ordinary housewife. I bought a couple of pounds of sweet corn on sale at the neighborhood grocer and arrived home in good mood. Sweet corn, carrots, celery. My broth was the best. I also added broccoli. My kids loved my soup. I deeply inhaled the aroma as I waited for my family to come back. Smell of chicken broth. My son got back first. Oh, chicken noodle soup tonight? You guessed it right. I've been having it for a long time. Did you put more chicken meat and noodles? Of course. And then my daughter returned. Yay, chicken noodle soup. Smells good. Doesn't it? Perfect for this cold weather. See, my soup was popular. It was my husband's turn to come back. He was taking long. Shall we eat first? We decided to go ahead. It was close to 11 when he finally came back. Why? I thought today was no overtime day. I asked him. His office mandated leaving on time every Wednesdays. Yeah, but I had something to do. He curtly replied. Maybe he had a bad day at work. Chicken noodle soup was the best comfort food to blow the bad mood away. I see. Well, have some dinner and relax. It's chicken noodle soup today. On the contrary to my cheerful mood, he sighed and, I've already had dinner outside. Huh? Really? I was disappointed. I got 2 pounds of fat and round sweet corn on sale today. I thought they would be tasty in the soup. Fat and round? It's less like you. What? I froze to the remark I had never heard before. He sighed as he took his tie off and disappeared into the bathroom. I was left alone with a pot of soup in the dining room. Since the incident, his attitude towards me got colder and colder. He didn't come home until past 9 every night and went out to somewhere else on weekends. When I asked him where he was going, he only said nowhere particular. If I pressed him, what do you mean? He replied, no point telling you. Lame. One Sunday evening, when I was feeling gloomy, my daughter came back from her part-time job. As soon as she opened the front door, "Listen, Mom!" she yelled in rage. I didn't even have a chance to react as she continued. "I saw Dad hanging out with Anna at Starbucks today," she said, trembling. Anna? I froze. She was my friend from college. She sometimes came over, so my daughter knew her. She was a little bit flamboyant lady who didn't look my age. No way. I guess she's cheating because they were holding hands. They don't care if they got caught. That Starbucks is just across the road from my work. It's like they want me to find out. Oh my God. I crawled down to the floor. My son heard the commotion and came downstairs. I suspected he was cheating too. He's been staring at his phone smiling. Mom, you're too oblivious. Oh my God. Oh my God. The 3 of us decided to get to the bottom of it and waited for him to come home. And then he came back at night. As soon as he walked into the living room, I threw a question at him. What were you doing with Anna? He didn't even bother to make an excuse and said, we had a date. According to him, he first bumped into her at a bookstore on the way back home. They decided to grab a drink together. As they hung out, he fell in love. I'm lonely. I'm tired of being single and working. She flirted, and they spent the night together. Soon, they got deeply involved. I was stunned because... Why? We've been good together for 20 years. Because of those 20 years, he replied. You aged and became fat in those years. I can't see you as a woman. I've been thinking since I got involved with Anna that I want to be in love all the time. I want to stay young. Huh? My mind went blank. Certainly, Anna was a beautiful single woman. I, on the other hand, but we've been supporting each other as a family. I squeezed my voice out. In the meantime, we became too used to each other. I'm not in love with you anymore. As I weakly sat there, my husband slipped through. I understood that he didn't love me anymore. He wanted to divorce me since this was no more passion. But I couldn't just say okay to him. We had a son and a daughter in high school. It hurts to imagine them losing a father. I considered all the things that could have dissuaded him from divorcing me. The best and anyone might have thought to do was to have his parents speak to him. So I went to their house. However, when I told them about the situation, their replies weren't as considerate as I had hoped for. First of all, my father-in-law said, They say it's a man's ability to cheat on their wife. It's a good thing that he still got it at his age. My mother-in-law also, It's your fault that he cheats. Starting saying nonsense. Maybe you don't cook good meals. Maybe you leave the house in mess. Maybe you don't do laundry. Or maybe you don't clean toilet. I couldn't listen to her. I do all that. I cut her off with a shout. I'm not sure. She sniggered. And to prove it, do you maintain the figure that my son isn't ashamed to walk around with in public? My father-in-law too. Your stomach is hanging out of your pants, and laughed. When I got home in low spirit, Henry was already there. Hey, you went to see my parents today, didn't you? I got a text saying that they told you it was your fault that I'm cheating. What? They wasted no time. But our family... Before I could complete my sentence, I didn't want my parents to know, he coolly said. And then, I guess we'll have to get a divorce now that they know. He just couldn't wait to leave his family. It didn't matter how it happened, he just wanted to start his new life with Anna. I could only say, I'll mediate and sign. I hired a lawyer in the end. I, for sure, wanted to get a child support as I got the full custody. I figured I should get a lawyer, even thought it cost me a lot. I assumed that I could get alimony as an adultery was involved. My son said, Bottom line, he left us, right? Don't let it distress you. My daughter too. You still got us, said cheerfully. Both of them assured me by saying, Forget about the self-centered jerk who's chasing after his forgotten youth over his family. Especially my daughter, who was at a sensitive age, was outraged by their blatant action of showing off on date. I begged my neighborhood grocer where I bought the sweet corn for a job and started working part-time. For the time being, I had to send my kids to college. Well, a few months passed. Our life has been good. The owner of the grocery I worked at often offered me to take leftover vegetables. It helped us financially, and I was thankful for the job. Both of my kids were almost adults, so there was no particular change in our lifestyle. I was very relieved by the outcome. I kept myself busy with the kids' school-related matters and my own work. In the midst of all this, I got a call from Henry. "Hey, I'll come over, so can we have a talk?" I thought there was nothing to talk about my side, but my kids behind me said, "It's alright, isn't it? We got something to say as well." Hence, we accepted his request. Henry came over on weekend. I brought some buffalo wings for Tim and cinnamon for Meg. He produced the treats to the kids. "Thank you," I tonelessly offered. As the same way as he said, "Ugh, I didn't want my parents to know that day," I asked, "And what do you want?" He immediately replied, "It was my fault. Please let me come back." He pleaded. What? After all that? He left by choice and now wants to come back by choice. What is this? The kids and I stared at him with piercing eyes. He explained that he and Anna had a totally different financial value after they started living together. She was a beautiful woman to have next to. While having champagne looking at the illuminated cityscape, Henry told Anna, "It's nice to be in love," and he divorced me for her. Anna told him that he was tired of working, so he told her, "You can quit working. I'll take care of you from now on. I used to support 2 kids and a wife. It's easy for me to support you alone." And she quit her job. But then, you know what? It was very obvious for us women that Anna was ostentatious. No surprise that she wore designer clothes and cosmetics. Besides, her nice body was the result of working out at the gym. She even had a personal trainer on weekends. Anna worked in the night entertainment, which paid her a lot of money. That was how she was able to manage such luxuries. Without her working, there was no way his salary alone could have covered her spending. Anna became frustrated because she couldn't afford the luxuries she was used to, and exploited him to make more money. On the contrary, he was a homebody and had no money. "Don't go to the gym, and let's spend more time together at home." And they got into a big fight over the difference of values. To top it all off, he had never tasted a home-cooked meal of hers. Of course she wouldn't eat an ordinary chicken soup. At least, take out from a 1-star Michelin restaurant? Or keto diet over body shape maintenance? Without knowing his new partner's values, he easily threw away his family for so-called love. He was an idiot. And when it didn't work out, he wanted us to take him back. We have been together ever since your salary was minimum wage, hadn't we? Do you have any idea how frugal I had to feed 2 kids? Don't take my effort for granted. I scorned him with all my might. Our kids nodded their heads in agreement as they took a sip of the soda. Tim began talking with a serious look on his face. Even though I didn't get to go to Disney World, it was fun enough to take a picnic with Mom's fried chickens. "Dad, you're like Barracuda. You're attracted to a shiny thing, but then you wish to go back to the ocean once you're caught in the net. You left your little happy family for someone else, and now you want to come back because it didn't work out? You think the little happy family would accept such a misguided person? Enough with you condescending our little happiness." His speech was quite harsh. Yeah, I agree with you. I regret that I went for a new and shiny life. I'm really sorry. Family is the most important thing, right? Henry barely managed to say this as he shifted sides. Family is the most important thing? Too late. What does a man who threw his family away so easily mean by that? My kids and I looked at him with an icy stare. He didn't even notice then, starting talking even more nonsense. You know, if I wanted you to understand, I thought it would be better to have your parents talk to you, so I went to them. He sounded proud of what he did. At that moment, both Tim and Meg spit out the soda, and Tim was choking on it. You went to tell my parents your shameful story? I was astounded that I couldn't continue what I wanted to say. You used to do the same before we got married, so... Wait, this and that were totally not the same. I tried to argue, but then I decided to hear him out. Your dad said, it's a man's fault if he's irresponsible. I have nothing to say to the man who left my precious daughter and 2 grandchildren behind. He didn't want to talk. Maybe a difference in our value. Wait a minute. Henry, who are you determining good or bad values? You have a strange value to begin with. My phone beeped as I was thinking. It was a text from my dad. Your ex-husband came over here today. He creeps me out. Please don't let him come here again. I burst out laughing and showed it to him. Oh no, I love Grandpa. Tim tonelessly said that once. Meg too. I didn't want Grandpa to know about it, said tonelessly. I don't understand how such a pathetic man can be a father. I can't comprehend his thoughts or his behavior. Mom, you have no choice but cut all ties with him. Tim bellowed as if he was venting all his resentment. I didn't want my parents to know. No choice but to divorce. What Henry said to me came back to him like a boomerang. After all, you made the decision to leave us. Just because you changed your mind, you think we'd naively take you back? Said I. You said you no longer have any love for Mom, but you also lost love for your family too, said Tim. The form of love changes over the years. When I was little, I simply loved my mother. Now it's thank you, Mom, for everything. What do you mean by you want to be in love like 20 years ago? Go and watch Back to the Future, said Meg. Henry couldn't say anything. Then Tim put a final nail in the coffin. You know, I actually got into Columbia with a scholarship. What? Henry's eyes were wide open. Shut up! You're not worth to congratulate me. If I'm asked about my family, I'll say I never had a father. I don't want a father who doesn't see the love of family. Meg followed. I won't even invite you to my wedding. I don't want to walk down the aisle in your arm. Go back to your shiny money spender. Wait, I don't expect you to forgive me now. He kept trying with incomprehensible arguments, but... Take your buffalo wings and cinnamon rolls and get out. The 3 of us kicked him out of the house. Afterward, he quit his job from depression. He is working part-time as a janitor at a gym and selling fake brand goods on the street. According to a classmate of mine, Anna is back to her old job because she had quit the gym. She gained too much weight to the point that she can't wear her old dresses. My friend, who works part-time as a dressmaker, had seen Anna bring in tight dresses and asking for side-up alteration. It's laughable. Sweet fresh corn! Free! Take it, you bandit! I held a bag of corn in my arms as I walked back home. Chicken noodle soup tonight. I'm offered a full-time position at a grocer. I've been teaching customers how to distinguish fresh produce, which is well received by them and is appreciated by the owner. Eventually, Henry divorced Anna. "You got no money. How can you live like that?" She cursed him that he couldn't take it anymore. He had never done any housework before, so he is incapable of living alone. The apartment he lives in is supposedly like a dump site. He was still sending me texts like, "Please clean my place, please cook for me, and I want to see my kids," and looking for a chance to get back, so I completely blocked him. I'm leaving. Today is Tim's graduation day. He looked all grown up and dressed in a suit. "Have a good day." I teared up. He opened the door and turned around. Mom, thank you for everything. Love you." As soon as the door closed, I burst into tears that I had been trying to hold back. Congratulations. Congratulations for the graduation. Congratulations for your first step into adulthood. Meg tapped on my shoulder. "Let's get ready. Let's go join him on his big day." Right. With the bright early summer light shining on me, I began to put on my dress.